In this video, we're going to review the process of graphing, and right now we're just going to start off with our graphing basics. All right, so remember the points on the graph of an equation are the x-y pairs that make the equation true. All right, so I want to graph x plus y equals 4. I need to find some x and y values I could plug in to make this true. All right, some examples would be 0 and 4, because 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 and 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. So all these points make this equal sign true. So they're going to be on my graph. So I can go ahead and throw them on my graph. 0, 4, 2, 2, and 1, 3. And you can do this forever. There's an infinite number of points that are going to work, but generally you see kind of a pattern that's happening, and the pattern here is you get that straight line. All right, so this purple line is actually the full graph of x plus y equals 4. It's just all the points that make the equation true. So 4, 0 would also work down there. All right, when using function notation, the points on the graph, you input x's and get out y's. All right, so I'm going to graph f of x equals x squared. I'm going to put in different x's, and my function tells me to square it, and that's going to give me out my y. So remember, f of x is the placeholder for y. So I can find f of 1. I plug in 1 for x, and I get 1 squared is 1. Put in 0 for x, I get my y value is 0. Negative 1 squared is 1, and so on. So this gives me a bunch of points on my graph, all right, x, y. And so if I put all those on, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, and so on, I get this shape. And again, you kind of know just kind of connect them in a way that makes sense, and a way that makes sense is connecting them like that. All right, so this is the kind of basics of graphing. You can always just plug in values and get numbers out, and those give you a bunch of different points on your graph. All right, you can do this when graphing any function. So if there's a question on the exam, you're like, I have no idea how to graph this, just start plugging in values, and that's going to give you more points and more information, and that might be enough for you to kind of remember what the general shape is. All right, so it's never going to be a bad thing to plug in x values and figure out points on your graph. All right, before you go ahead and attempt that practice exam, I review all the other parts of this skill and then give it a shot.